So let's talk about Arsenal and mainly the January transfer window. It looks like, although it might not be necessarily quiet for Arsenal, the big names and these marquee signings that we weren't really expecting as fans, but they've definitely been ended. The rumours have been ended by Mikel Arteta, and it looks like we'll only be signing players on loan, and loan players from Arsenal will be moving out this January. However, that does not mean there's still not going to be a lot of action, however disappointing as it is. In terms of Arsenal loanees and possible loans, let's get the possible loan out of the water first. Eddie Nketiah has been linked with Championship sides Bristol City and Nottingham Forest. However, I'm going to start with his link to Aston Villa. Obviously, a Premiership side with Wesley, their main striker, out until the end of the season. Look, this is Premiership experience for Eddie Nketiah, and it is so valuable. And he really needs to kick on after his luckless first half of the season, where he only made 2 starting appearances in the Championship for Leeds. Look, he needs to make a statement and prove to Arteta that Martinelli, Nelson, the forwards above him in the pecking order, shouldn't be above him. But look, if he goes to somewhere like Villa, who don't have a striker apart from Jonathan Kodjia, Jonathan Kodjia has not proven himself at Premiership level, it could be quite easy for them to blood Eddie Nketiah in. However, you've got to think about they are desperate at the moment. They are in that relegation dogfight scrap. He is 20 years of age, and to prove his worth at the top level, minutes are the currency. So maybe going to a Championship side, because obviously he's still young. I've just said he's 20 years of age. Bristol City or Nottingham Forest. Bristol City seem to be the most advanced team at this stage. And look, like I said, he's got to make a statement to Mikel Arteta. Moving on to 2 confirmed loanees away from Arsenal. Emil Smith-Rowe has officially been announced as a Huddersfield player until the end of the season. And he, again, needs minutes to show his ability to England. And in the EFL, it's better than him going abroad again. Obviously, he went to Leipzig last year. And again, like Nketiah at Leeds, he was very unfortunate with injuries. And if he had gone abroad, it probably, although he might have played as well, it wasn't as beneficial in terms of the physical importance of the Premiership. To Emil Smith-Rowe, definitely, something he can improve on is his physicality, and that will help with his composure on the ball. You would have thought he will dislodge people like Bakuna, Timothy Chalobah, who plays with Jonathan Hogg in the middle. You know, they could play with one defensive midfielder there quite easily. Alex Pritchard and Bakuna are the obvious attacking midfielders that he would want to dislodge, but he's 19 years of age, and if he can really play well for the rest of the season, he could really make a statement and show all of his ability that we as Arsenal fans know he possesses. However, it will, no doubt about it, be difficult for him to adjust to playing football week in, week out. And this is a recurring theme for all of these young players. We're going to get on to one more after this that are going out on loan. It's all right to do it at under 18 and then progress up to the under 23 level, where it's not as intense. You have more time on the ball, and in a Premier League 2, it's not the standard that you want to be proving yourself at. And we will learn a lot more about all of these players in terms of not necessarily their quality, but their determination and their willingness, and I guess in terms of a little bit their skill set to play in England and at the top level for Arsenal Football Club. So they all have to be playing minutes and trying to show their ability to Mikel Arteta and everyone back at Arsenal. Finally, we're going to end with Tyrese John Jules, a man who has been probably out of the 3 that we've mentioned, the furthest on the periphery at Arsenal. He has been really tearing it up this season for the under-23s. But like we've said, it's a big step up into men's football, playing week in, week out. Into League One, he has signed for Lincoln City, who are 16th, so they're going to need results straight away. They've also announced 4 players today, including Tyrese John Jules himself, and obviously Lincoln, like I've said, in 16th position, so they need results straight away. So, in some way, although maybe a championship club may be more beneficial in terms of quality development, it's a good place to take the step up from smashing the under-23s that he plays up against. You look at the best sides in the Premier League 2 at the moment, and it's Chelsea and Derby County, these types of teams. However, at 18 years of age, there's no doubt he has a top attitude. And like all of these, it's very good moves because with Arteta's clear, aggressive stance in the Cups, wanting to promote this winning mentality, which is more desirable and needed at Arsenal because you need to regain that confidence, which all the players have to do. It's going to be very hard for them to get anywhere close to the team. We've talked about young players like Bukayo Saka, Reece Nelson, Martinelli, and Joe Willock, who are all leading the race in terms of being in the squad for these cup games and even in the Premier League. In the EFL, though, the physicality is very good and it'll be really useful for all of them. And it's been quite unfortunate for Arsenal in terms of the loanees this year because some have been unfortunate. We've talked about Eddie Nketiah, but Mohamed Elneny at Besiktas, been injured. His form has been up and down. We know about this. And Henrik Mkhitaryan has just had his second injury. It's been quite unfortunate. The only Arsenal loanee, bar William Saliba at Saint Etienne, who I'm kind of disregarding from this as he was at them last season before we bought him for 28 million, was Ben Sheaf. He was the only one that kind of proved himself. And at 21 years of age, he really did need to do that. He's made 20 appearances, scoring 2 goals and assisting a further 2, playing in a slightly deeper role to what he's used to, normally behind the striker or on the wings. So he's the only loanee to make significant inroads, I believe, at Doncaster Rovers. And they have extended his loan till the end of the season now. So obviously Bar Saliba, he's the only one that's really done more than maybe was expected. But Ben Sheaf, we don't know what his future really lies. Does it lie at Arsenal? I'm not sure with the players that we have beyond him. But in terms of Arsenal loanees, that is what it has been in terms of the ones going out. These are the confirmed ones. And I think it's really exciting times for the young players at Arsenal Football Club.